Welcome to the webinar at the Christian Philosophy Faculty. Today we have a pleasure to have a distinguished guest, Professor Jan Hrkut from Catholic University in Ružomberok, and Professor Hrkut will present a talk on Can We Sometimes Lie? On Kant's deontological perspective and its reflection. Professor Hrkut, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Actually, I can't see or I don't see how many person is here, but never mind. I would like to present a very interesting topic today. My students usually evaluate me with this lecture in very good way because the question is pretty interesting. It's about very practical implication of philosophical reasoning or philosophical work. So I will present my presentation during this lecture. Is that works? Can anybody see my presentation? I hope yes. So please just yes. Okay, thank you. So my topic is the question, or discussing the question, should we lie, or should we lie sometimes? Should we sometimes lie? As Professor Dominika Dzwonkowska told or introduced me, my name is Jan Hrkut and I teach philosophy at Department of Philosophy in Ružomberok, Slovakia. First, I would like to share with you or tell you 3 short stories. The first story is about the man from Crete, from Greek island. The second story is about cheating husband. And the third story is about Gestapo behind the door. So let's start with a story about Cretan. In philosophical tradition, we call this story antinomy. And the story is following. The man from Crete, called Epimenides, declared that all Cretans are liars. All Cretans are liars. And the question is, if his statement is true, and if all Cretans are truly liars, Epimenides was telling the truth, because all Cretans are truly liars. And it is not true in the same time that all Cretans are liars, for he too is a Cretan. So if he lied, it means that the Cretans are not liars, but it follows that Epimenides is not liar either. His statement is therefore true, and the Cretans are liars. In philosophy, we call these paradoxes or these statements, as I said, antinomy. What is it? Antinomy is a statement from which the true can be deduced its untruthfulness, and vice versa. An antinomy is an apparent contradiction between proven sentences or a real contradiction between seemingly proven sentences. Bertrand Russell announced very interesting antinomy about the set or sets. His antinomy is following. Let S be the set of all sets that do not contain themselves as an element. And the question is S an element of S? If S is not an element of S, then S is an element of S. And this is a paradoxical statement, paradoxical combination of statements. Yeah. The second paradox or second antinomy is possible when you imagine certain quality of omnipotence Deus. That if you imagine God who can do everything, really everything, then somebody could ask if he's able to create such such heavy stone and which is not, and he's not able to handle with the stone. Maybe you know these kind of paradoxes or antinomies. I think this is a good introduction to the analysis of lying, because we would like and we need to distinguish between lying and antinomies. Second story is much more concerning lying in interpersonal relationships. Let's imagine this story. You are a friend of one nice couple. You have your friends is in their 60s, husband and wife, and one day that wife called to you that husband has a infarct myocardium and he suddenly died. You are friend of that wife, and you try to help her. You try to make her sadness easier, so you spend much time with her. And one day that wife asked you for help. She asks to help clean her husband's office, because it's too touching for her, and she asks you to just open the shelves or open the cabinets, take papers, and just clean the office, clean the room. And during the cleaning of his dead husband's office, you found something something terrible. In the shelf, you found several or many loving letters, not with completely another woman, and you discovered that your friend, husband of that wife, was cheating husband. He had an affair with another woman, and this is just surprise for you. As far as you know, of course, the wife didn't know about the double life of her husband. And my question is, what will you do? What is right to do in this situation? What do you think? If is anybody here, can you put some answer into the chat or somewhere? People usually think about it, and my students, most of my students, tell me that the right thing to do is not to say true to the said wife, because it would be the second big surprise and very sad surprise in her life in short time. So many of my students told me, no, the right thing to do is just stay silent, just grab the letters and throw out, and not speaking about it in front of wife. My question is, what if what if there are some other letters or other signs of unfaithfulness of the husband? What if the husband has or had a child with that woman, and after a couple of days or months, your friend discovered that, or discovers that the husband has a love or affair, and she will discover that you knew about it. What this situation affect your relationships to the wife? And move to this third story, very common, or in philosophy it's nothing new to ask about following situation. Let's imagine you are in 1943 during the Second World War, and you are hiding your friends Jews in the basement of your house. And one day, Gestapo came to your house, and you open the door, and Gestapo guy asks you, are there any Jews in your house? Are you hiding Jews? What will you do? What is right to do? If the right thing to do is tell the truth, then you have to say, yes, in my house they are my friends Jews. And it's very, very probable that in following moments, Gestapo will kill, or would kill, Jews and even your family. So what is right to do in this kind of situation? So my first question was, is my first question of my presentation is, should we lie in this situation? Is this situation appropriate for lying or not? My students usually told me that, okay, I can say that maybe I can put a question. Jews? What Jews would do in my house? But all these indirect answers just make Gestapo more curious about the house, and this is not right way how to manage a situation. Another option is to answer that no, there is no Jews in my house, and to apologize myself, I can think that Gestapo not ask if there is Jews in my house, but Gestapo actually asks if there are some Jews for killing, and my answer is no, there is no Jews in brackets for killing or for the purpose of arresting them. But this is tricky solutions, and I would like make some summary from the first three stories. Immanuel Kant is a great philosopher from 18th century, and in his Fundamentals of Metaphysics of Morals, he criticize very strong way lying, and for me it was surprise that for Kant the greatest violation of man's duty to himself from moral point of view is lie, not murder, not affair with another wife or another man, not stealing things, but lying. And Kant adds the shame that accompanies the lie also accompanies the liar as a shadow. So it is necessary, or it is absolutely necessary to bear that shame of lying for all your life, or all your moral profile. So Kant was very concentrated to the lying. So what is good to do with respect to lying? One always, I can say that according to Immanuel Kant, everybody of us always has a duty tell the truth in all circumstances, in every single situation, even in situation if my life is in danger, or if even in situation if life of my family is danger. Is that true? Is it okay in for our life? Is this advice good for our lives? What philosophers usually do is um, to clarify terms, and as a philosophers, we could ask the question that what is lying? What is definition of lying? If behind the door is Gestapo, what is lying, and what is obligation to tell them? So I propose this definition of lying. A lie is a statement that the speaker considers untrue, and he makes it in order to lie whoever he is telling. So, lie, if it's true or really lie, should be conscious untrue statement. And if I'm lying, I'm going to put in lie my partner in the dialogue. But let's imagine our very regular life. Let's imagine first situation. Sometimes we have a bad days, and let's imagine you have very bad day, very bad. You had a quarrel with your husband or wife or kids or siblings. Uh, you feel a little bit sick. You didn't sleep well. You are very tired, and you miss the train or bus or metro in the morning, and you enter the job or the office, and your boss meets you and asks you, so how are you doing? What's your day? And your day is really bad. But what is right answer? What usually we do? Is our boss right person to share with him or her every bad experience, all that quarrels and illness and missing train and all these things? No, we usually say no, it's okay, thank you, because your boss actually don't ask you about the details. It is just an invitation in office. So if you answer, okay, my day is fine, or I'm fine, is it lie? I'm leaving the question open. Let's imagine the second situation, not clear situation about the lying. Let's imagine Sunday afternoon after the difficult and hard week. You have opportunity to walk. You are very happy about it, and you are walking with your friend or with your husband or wife, and suddenly you see that in a street there is your neighbor coming. Your neighbor is nice person, but she is very old. She is alone and lonely, and she is very um, eager to speak with somebody, and you don't have no you don't have desire to speak with that old woman. You know all that topics about her kids and her problems, and you you are eager to speak with your husband or your friend, and you would like to just miss the lady. And what we usually do in this situation, uh, we just we start to walk quicker. We uh, send a message and just, or we present calling with somebody, and this is the social signal in our culture that I'm not interested to speak with you, or I'm not able to speak with you in this time. So if I take my cell phone and I pretend calling, is it lie? Have I opportunity to, or have I right to be alone on my walk during my walk with my wife or my friend? This is the second unclear situation. The third unclear situation. Let's imagine that uh, you sell the flat, normal flat, some advantages, some disadvantages as a regular flat, and buyer came, or candidate for buying comes to your flat, and you just walking around the flat and talking with him or her, and what are you talking about? You are talking about the advantages. You are talking about sunny environment, about green yard, about trees, about good neighbors. But the buyer or candidate of buying asked you, and what about that I don't know, uh, that battery or that uh, toilet, and toilet is not the best part of your flat. And what would you answer? Probably, if you are a good seller, if you are a good businessman, you answer, oh, you spend in a bathroom just couple of minutes every day. The most important is living room or bedroom or kitchen, or I don't know, balcony. And you try to turn all disadvantages of that flat into some better way, to better presentation. Yeah, is that true? I think that all of us try to uh, stress advantages of the things if we are selling them. So, is that lying if we present advantages or stress advantages during the selling things? And the four unclear situation is a birthday. Let's imagine situation. Uh, you have a friend in your work, and with friends, with another friends, you prepared a surprise for him. And surprise consists from a situation that whole favorite bar or pub will be arranged for the birthday party, and all friends will be gathered and will be prepared to congratulate to your friend. But the task is to um, to take your friend, the 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 guy who has a birthday, uh, just take him from the office and spend with him 2 hours, and then just accidentally enter the pub where is the celebration prepared, and the surprise will be ready for him. So what will he do? Probably you will invite him for the small talk or for the coffee, and you will start something in something like this: that look, I would like to speak with you. I have a problem. I would like to discuss something important just in a pair with you, just in privately. Maybe walk, or maybe drink a coffee somewhere. And what is true? The true is not that you would like to speak with him about some personal issue, but you need to waste 2 hours with him and walk with him to the right place. Is it lying if you are doing this? So uh, let's look back. According to Immanuel Kant, all kinds of lying is greatest violation of moral imperative of a man. But we see that in life we regularly or usually do many small pretendings or lyings or things which is not so clear as Immanuel Kant consider them. So, mm, what is the solution as philosophers? What we should do? What we should recommend to our colleagues? Um, let's look why is lying so bad? Why is lying evil? Of course, we can say that if somebody lie to anybody else, uh, it is dehonestation of the person, deprivation of her or his liberty. Because if you provide somebody with wrong information, so with lying, that person is not able to uh, decide or to think with the right information. Lying is dangerous also because it's risky. Because if you lie to somebody and um, that person uh, next week or in future will see that you were lying, uh, it corrupt your relationship could collapse, or you lose your faithfulness in that relationship. Lying is also hard. You know, if I start lying to anybody, it's very complicated to fix two realities, because first reality is reality, real reality, and the second reality is produced by my lying. And if I would like be a consistent in also in the second reality, it's very hard. It's very difficult to remember all that not true statements and circumstances, and it is really difficult to be in lie or live in lie very long. Why is lying evil? Uh, Another reason is that lying deformates character. If I lie every day or in many times, many situations to many people, my character collapsing, uh, and deformation produced me as a pathological liar. So I'm not able to see clear what is true and what is lie, and it is a like bad habitus that that I'm not able and I'm not willing to speak true, because lie is my like second nature or something like that. And usually the lie collapses and the truth comes out, not just in a gospel, but also in our lives. We see that lies does not have long life, because life is so complicated, so many factors, that usually our small or big lies will be explicit in a time. So lying is really dangerous and risky and hard, and lying is evil. And what is true? To tell the truth is a very nice imperative. Immanuel Kant makes it very clear that truth is a very basic obligation of our behavior to other persons. But sometimes I can restrain from the answer. Sometimes I can I can use my right not to answer. If somebody asks me something very private, or he or she is not appropriate person to obtain the information, I have right to not answer. This is true. Sometimes I have duty to tell the truth, whole truth, for example, to my wife, because if my wife asks me something, and philosophers usually is able to do it very precisely, that one can answer in very specific way, which is not lie, which is true, but it's not full true. It's not right answer to the question. For example, that question to question model. If Gestapo asks me, "Do you have or are you hiding a Jews?" I can ask them, "Why? Why should I do these things?" And this is not lie in technical terms, if this is the right definition, but um, this is like strategy how to not tell the truth to the asking person. And sometimes we have the right to true information. For example, if I'm patient in a hospital, and I'm in dangers of life, or in a very risky illness, I have right to obtain true information from the doctor. What is my perspective, or in what health condition is my body? I would like to conclude with not philosophical, but psychological moments or aspects. I like this guy. His name is Robert Feldman. He's psychologist at University of Massachusetts, and he devoted many of his research work to the psychology of lying. And Feldman distinguish very important aspects of telling the truth and lying. And Feldman writes, unlike the belief in Saint Nicholas or Jesus, from which children grow up, dishonesty is something that children grow into. Freshmen, he considers small kids uh, until the age of 10, are unconvincing liars, not persuasive liars, bad liars. Kids in the seventh grade, it's 11 to till 14 or 15 years old, kids in this age lie very well, and high school students are already real experts in lying. And this is very interesting thing that lying is not natural for our personality. Uh, you know that many things are natural, and we grab the things, we experience things. Curiosity is natural, but lying is like social manner, which is very is not familiar to kids or to newborn babies. I can say just social contacts and um, obtaining experience from social life teaches us lying. And this is very interesting that lying is not natural. Lying is something artificial, which is added to our life, usually added to our life. Um, and why to speak about lying and the truth at university? The ability to lie is not innate. This is not something we inherited from our parents or from our genome. Children gradually learn to lie. But there is another things like love of truth is not innate, and we must gradually learn it as well. And at university, is the right place of searching for the truth and also about the truth. My aim was to my aim was with this presentation. I tried to show you some circumstances or conditions which makes lying and telling the truth more clear, because this is also part of university project or a purpose of university study. Thank you for your attention. In this moment, I would like to open the discussion. If there is some question or comment to my presentation, just go ahead.
Okay, thank you for very informative and interesting talk. Let me look. I cannot see any questions in the chat. Um,
I see one question from Young Lu.
yeah.
The question is, do you think that there is a type of lying, for example, unconscious lying, which can be thought as not real lying? Do you think that Peter's denials of Jesus are conscious or are conscious? Thank you for a question about the Peter. I think that Peter denies Jesus in very conscious way. He was aware of the situation. He was full of fear, and I think it was a perfect example of lying. And what is interesting in that story, thank you for mentioning this story, that Jesus healed Peter in a very specific way. He asked him three times, if he if he loves him or not. So Peter lies. Definitely, he lies. But the first part of the question, unconscious lying, unconscious lying. In my definition, it is not unconscious lying. For example, nowadays I am in Warsaw, and maybe today I check on the internet how many inhabitants has Warsaw, and I know that from the Wikipedia, I know that Warsaw has 1.7 or 1.8 million inhabitants. And a couple of days ago, my son asked me, how many inhabitants does Warsaw have? And I told him, oh, I don't know, something about more than 1 million, maybe 1.5 million. So I was not aware of the right information, right number, and I lied to him. But that unconscious lying is not lying. It's just it is not appropriate information or not ability to provide somebody with the right information. But unconscious lying, in my definition, is like contradictio in adjecto. Lying should be conscious, wrong information, conscious wrong information, and also with the intention to make somebody make somebody be bad informed or be in lie. So for me, unconscious lying is not lying. Lying is a very conscious strategy to tell you not true with the purpose to inform you about provide you with bad information. But thank you, Young Blue, for your question.
So, if there is no other question, I would ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that there could be something like, let's say, a habit of lying? That if someone, or that there are some people that are more disposed to lie like automatically on
Mhm.
whatever question they would lie like. Um, just the first answer would be lies. What do you
Yeah.
think about it?
Yeah. Thank you. Interesting question.
Mhm.
If Feldman is right, according or based on his
Mhm.
psychological research, uh, kids is not able to lie. Firstly,
Mhm.
and they obtain a habit to lie in a bigger age when they are
Mhm.
older and older. So I think that there is some pathological liars in our lives, or psychopaths, and they use usually lies. But it's not like it's not illness from our, for example, genetic code, or from our biological constitution. But if I lie again and again, of course, I can obtain some habit, and after that, after some time, my first reaction would not be true, but some lie. And the question is why people, why some people do this. And according my small life experience, I think that the fear is very important impetus for this kind of attitude or habitus. That I'm full of fear that true makes my life I don't I makes my life worse. For example, if kids are punished too hard from the parents, uh, what is the solution? I'm not telling the truth to my parents, and then I will not be punished. And if I repeat and repeat this experience, my habitus will destroy my character, and then I can use lie as a working tool or my first answer. Yeah. But there
Thank
is
you.
also it's like in moral life. Moral life is full of habitus, good and bad. And if I help my wife or help my kids every day, every day, every day, after half of the year, I will be very helpful man. A couple years ago, I was in a program from like spiritual exercise, Exodus 90. I don't know if you are familiar with it, but some United States like men community uh, explore spiritual exercise, but in the world, not like spiritual exercise outside. And they, based on some psychological research, told that 90 days of exercising, reading the Bible, prayer, um, feast, and these things make change my habit. So psychologists usually can also estimate how many times or how many days we should try or exercise something. I'm not sure about lying, but how many times should I lie if and I'm going to be a pathological liar? But it's normal, and I think that this is the experience of our lives. That if I repeat and repeat bad things, for example, lying, I will be a liar.
Thank you.
Thank you. And my question is, after the presentation, what will you do with your friend if you found that the dead husband was a cheating husband? Will you inform your friend that the husband was a liar? Dominica, what will you do?
Probably not inform. I would keep it for myself, probably,
Mhm.
because
Why?
I think it would break her heart.
Hmm.
So it's like, well, you haven't said that not telling. She wouldn't ask me if her
Hmm.
husband was cheating, so technically it wouldn't be a lie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are
Yeah,
right. You are right.
yeah, yeah. So, but I think I would rather keep it for
Hmm.
myself.
Okay.
And what would you suggest as an ethical
Mhm.
option to do?
I'm not sure. I
Mm-hmm,
like that example very much because it's
mm-hmm,
very complicated, many factors and these things. Um, it depends on a relationship between me and and my
mm-hmm,
friend, uh, because it's very risky to not tell the truth because because uh, if you hide this information, you will be with that information all your life, and during all relations and experience or situation with that your friend, you will have in mind, I know something special what you don't know. For example, if a woman is sad about the death of his husband, maybe the friend will tell you, "Oh, it was a great husband. It was so loving father and husband," and you will have in mind, if you know how you cheated you, and he was a terrible man, so you are in lie. So it depends on based of relation of deepest of relationships. If my situation in my life, for example, I believe that with in strong relationships with my wife, with my best friend, I need to speak with him very openly all things, or with my wife, because it helps to our relation. It saves our relationship. But I think that in certain level of friendship, there need to be I need to be honest, even in such terrible or difficult things. But if it's my neighbor or just not so close friend, I have right to not say something which is not asked. You are right. She didn't ask because she didn't know about anything.
But on the other hand, we do not always say people what we think. I mean, in
Hmm.
the sense, if imagine that your close friend have a new hairstyle you really hate,
Hmm.
or
Yeah,
something, we
yeah.
just find this information
Hmm.
hurtful, and
Hmm.
we do not say it. I think that the how the person looks, it's really
Hmm.
different from such a serious thing like cheating
Yeah,
husband.
yeah.
But still, there are many things that we do not say because we think that the other person could be hurt.
Hmm.
So maybe sometimes it just I would consider telling this um, if she would if it would help her in some
Hmm.
way.
Hmm.
But most probably, I would keep it for myself. If
Yeah.
it wouldn't make a change or if it would really hurt her, I wouldn't say it. So
I
yeah,
see.
it's
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you. Uh, my
it's not a lie. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not
yeah.
lie. Technically, it's not
Mm,
lie. I was very surprised by Kant's very very
mm.
strong stress to this um, mm, perspective that lying is most the terrible moral conviction. I was surprised, but
Yeah, but
in other
on the
sense,
other, mm, mm,
deontological
mm,
perspective, that
mm,
Kant's deontological ethical system,
mm.
I think it is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there is this thing that you can say something what is true, but what is not necessarily gives a hint about a thing that you want to hide. you know,
Yeah.
it's as you gave. So on one hand, he expected us to tell the truth, but on the other hand, we have this like. Um, telling something that is not necessarily a lie, but
Mhm.
still does not expose all the truth or the truth that we want to hide. So
Mhm.
it's yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the ontological perspective is quite rigid, quite
Yeah.
strict.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let
Okay.
me thank you for very valuable and informative and really interesting lecture. I find it like in some way a formative talk, which is not always the case with ethical
Mhm.
talks.
Mhm.
So I really appreciated it. It was really interesting. Thank you very much. And hear
Okay.
you this Thursday. This Thursday you will
Yeah.
talk about
I will
what's
talk about
mm,
the art.
mm,
My second expertise is
mm,
in the philosophy of art, and my
mm,
question is if can art spoil us? If can art
mm,
morally, if art has potential morally damage our souls, or
mm.
if not.
Okay, thank you very much, and see you and hear you on Thursday.
See you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.